Anybody? Everybody's lost but me.
They found the Cross of Coronado.
What?
Right up in there. Not real, but, I'm a nerd.
On this trip, I'll be traveling over 2,250 miles from Colorado to the Pacific Ocean and back, stopping at 4 national parks, 1 national monument, several rock shops, and even more vintage stores along the way. These are my field notes from my Western road trip of 2021. On day 1, we begin in Somewhere, Colorado, where we'll be taking Interstate 70 through the Rocky Mountains to Palisade, Colorado. My first stop was Georgetown, an easily accessible old mining town about an hour from Denver. Some of you may even remember seeing Georgetown Lake here in one of my old side hustlin' videos even, because I do like coming here when I need a little bit of an escape from Denver itself, from the suburbs where I actually live south of Denver. So on my great adventure here, I decided to stop at my favorite little escape first, Georgetown Lake, and then stop into the old-timey candy store here in Georgetown itself. Now, Georgetown here in Clear Creek County, Colorado, has a population of around 1,100 people now, but it was a former silver mining camp along Clear Creek here in the Front Range of the Rockies, and was established during the gold rush in the 1850s. And after the silver boom had died away, the town's population, of course, dwindled, although in the 1950s it began to become a bit more of a tourist town as people were driving up into the mountains to go skiing past this sort of area, and so a lot of people were stopping here for lunch or for gasoline on the way through, and so the town did experience a little bit of a renaissance thanks to that. What Georgetown is known for best perhaps now in its touristy times is that there is a historic steam train that runs in a loop from Georgetown to the neighboring town of Silver Plume and back, and often they do like a Christmas version that's like the Polar Express, so many parents bring kids up here for that. And I remember the train ride and adjacent mining tours were quite fun. I haven't been on them since I moved to Colorado 15 years ago perhaps, so perhaps it is time to come back up here and do that again soon. And of course, if you'd like to see that, let me know. Getting back onto the highway here, continuing to drive westward into the Rocky Mountains here, it's important to note that this territory here, the Rocky Mountain region in general, following along this mountain range, used to be, or is, Ute territory before it was stolen, and they were, of course, removed from this entire area and displaced from their home onto reservations in a southern sliver of Colorado and in Utah, a completely different area. I'm going to link to a video about the original Coloradans from Rocky Mountain PBS below. I grew up in California, so I didn't learn much about Colorado history until I started investigating things as an adult. But living here, I feel it's important to learn about the people who were here first and the violent history of Western expansion here and colonialism in the United States. Rocky Mountain PBS also has a video about this interstate, or at least the major tunnel along this interstate, the Eisenhower-Johnson Tunnel, which itself wasn't fully finished until the 1970s, and the full interstate was only completed in 1992. And with granite terrain like this, you can see why. My only other proper stop today will be a jaunt away from the freeway past Rifle, Colorado, to Rifle Falls State Park. As far back as the 1880s, Rifle Falls has been a tourist attraction, when of course, the man who had bought Rifle Falls Ranch started charging admission for viewing the caves and waterfalls back here. Rifle Falls became a state park in 1966, and the falls are 70 feet tall. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the amazing, the colossal, the stupendous, the eighth wonder of the world. It's the backside of water. Looks a lot like the front side, doesn't it?
You might actually be able to hear me back here. It's too loud down there, down by the falls. I don't have my good microphone on this camera, so it's gonna be crappy sound, but I got to Rifle Falls pretty late here. It's about 5:30 p.m. and still gonna try and do this trail here. And you can tell I'm on the trail. But these caves are sufficiently cool and creepy and very Indiana Jones up here. Be a great spot for a photo shoot. Too bad it's like 4.5 hours from where I live. Wait a minute. X never marks the spot, right? We'll wake up the bats. Let's check it out. Yes, I am in my ankle-like riding boots for this. I forgot to switch to the hiking boots before I left the car. It's alright. Oh, look, there's like a little creek. Oh, wow. It's so nice. Again, sorry about the audio situation. I wish you could hear what I could. Check out this nonsense. If this is a found footage video later, you'll know why. First day out in the nature. At least there's handrails down there, it looks like. Let's check it out. Pretty cool caves they have going on here. They say not to touch the stalactites, which I assume means that there are some, which is kind of cool. Sorry for those of you who have motion sickness. You're not going to like this video. Whoa, look how giant this cave is. Oh no, it's very creepy. I'm too tall for this cave. Whoa, it's huge. Oh, that's very creepy, lads. Ooh, this is good when there are a lot of other people here. I will say, luckily this trail is only... Look how red that rock is. Oh, you can't really tell on camera. First of all, this tree, who is, I don't know, 100 feet tall? Very tall. And, okay, maybe not 100 feet tall. I'm really bad at judging things. But look at the roots on this tree. That's bonkers looking. And also that rock, I'll try and color correct this because it's very red. And like even this creek is rather red. It's very pretty here. Hopefully this footage is usable. We will find out. Epic tree, huh? I feel like I'm in Adventureland, all right. It's very pretty and peaceful. And there's flowers and giant mosquitoes, making me really regret not bringing the bug spray that's down in the car. Facts. Onward into the forest. It's very quiet back here, which means you can hear me probably, so that's good. Unless my hand happens to be over the microphone. Got some kinks to work out. You know, I don't know how to vlog. But the good news is, it's already fall up here in the mountains, which is great news, let's face it. Being able to hear things in the woods and not know if it's people or not a fan, guys. Look, this is quite pretty, pals. Even though I'm trying to do it quickly, so I'm out of breath up here. I don't even know what elevation we're at. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it later. But I'm up here. There's plenty of people like taking prom pictures or something, or like senior pictures down by the falls. So I'm not totally alone, but pretty intense. We're approaching the top of the falls. Oh yes, this is where some water's coming from here. And also the mosquitoes, I expect. Oh wait, that's really pretty. Look at that. Not bad, huh? You probably can't hear me over the falls, but I think we're on top of the falls, and that goes out over them. So let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. Anyone afraid of heights? Listen, you really do not need to tell me twice. I cannot even tell you. Oh man, metal railings, sure. This split rail from God knows when? Yeah, I'm not going to lean on that, that's okay.
But then as the sun was fading, it was time to push on back onto the interstate and get to Palisade before the sun fully set for a night in a motel. My first night away from home, of course, in a very long time. The next morning I woke up pretty early for me, but that seemed to be the trend moving forward here into this trip. For some reason I just kept waking up early, so this coffee here at the motel was essential, and then I headed back on the road. Now, something you need to do when you are going here from colorful Colorado to Utah, you must remember that you need to get off 70. You need to go ahead and take Scenic Byway or Scenic Highway 128. The goal for day 2 was to get to Moab, Utah, the second state of the trip, but before I could get to Moab itself, I wanted to stop along 128 to see Fisher Towers. Incredibly quiet out here. Just so quiet. I'm on, I think it's a scenic byway of some kind, 128 here, just in Utah, I suppose, on the way to Moab. We're going to Fisher Towers this afternoon, or this morning. It's about 11 a.m. I think. And it's just kind of ridiculous out here already. I had to pull over because it looked too cool. These rocks behind me are kind of amazing. Named for a miner who lived near them in the 1880s, Fisher Towers are time-weathered sandstone and very red sandstone. Now, I knew the Fisher Towers Trail proper was going to be too much for the inexperienced me. I'm quite new to hiking. In fact, this was like, my second hike ever, really. But I had a goal to reach the metal ladder that is about halfway through the trail, about 1.5 miles in. So I had a shorter goal to meet while trying to attempt this trail. And the terrain and the views were sure beautiful.
mean, I know this is my first, like, real hike of the trip and all, but you could just, you know, fall. I'm just saying. It's very pretty. And not as red on camera as it is in person. But, like, look where I'm walking right now. What? Amazing. Look, this isn't a cactus, but it's just all thorns. This plant, oops, it's all thorns, you know? The view around every corner just makes you want to stop. It's mostly the same view, but it's just so good. What? There must be a ton of iron in these rocks because they're so red. Unbelievably. It's like walking through Mars, but made of terracotta. It's very strange. I love these little arrows for the trail. I'm new here, by the way. I've never seen these things before, but it'll just be like, you just reach a point and you're like, where am I supposed to go? Oh, up this little cliff face, of course, right? Duh, why did I think of that? And I'm very winded. This is my cardio, that's for sure. I don't work out, guys. I don't work out. There was a lizard. He ran away. Oh, there he is. Oh, it's a lizard. A lizard! Our first wildlife of the day. Yesterday I saw some wild turkeys, but I was driving in the middle of nowhere, so no footage for you. This little guy. I'm going to name him Blisters because I can feel them forming on the back of my heels because these are new hiking boots. Such is life. Really, the crappy thing is there's just no way to show scale because this is just so massively like if you imagine this here, it's a pretty normal sized trees, and like this is so huge, and I feel little. It's true.
I did not make it to the metal ladder. Not because, yes, this trail was enough to be cardio for me, but because my boots, well, my boots attacked. You're supposed to break in hiking boots, but as far as I can tell, the only way to do so is to wear them and suffer. So I turned back not because it was too challenging of a hike, but because I could feel the blisters breaking on the back of my heels. I believe they call this sort of conundrum a rookie mistake. So now limping along, I drove the rest of the way into Moab, bought slightly better band-aids than the ones in my emergency kit in the car at the 7-Eleven, and got myself a pizza at Attica Forma. A pistachio pesto pizza, which I 100% recommend. And after pizza, it was time to journey into my first national park of the trip, Arches National Park. Yes, the opening shots of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade were shot here at Arches. This is Park Avenue, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, Arches does have a reputation for being so busy that they close the park entrance, but I got here at around 4 p.m. and had no problems. I recommend checking the webcams online to scope out the entrance line and for any current park alerts when visiting. Since I didn't have a ton of time before dark, was in a significant amount of pain thanks to those aforementioned heel blisters, and since I knew I could come back tomorrow, thanks to getting a full National Parks pass before I left for this trip, I mainly wanted to visit Double Arch on this first visit.
Not gonna lie, as a pretty big fan of the Indiana Jones films, this is kind of exciting. I'm such a nerd. But this is where Dr. Jones found the Cross of Coronado, or rather, found someone else finding it and stole it from them. You know what I mean. I don't think the iPhone can even pick it up, but up in here, those are the caves, which I don't think are actually very deep caves. The cave was a separate set, and then they run down here, or Indiana Jones does. Indy does, down here, and he looks to the camera right there and says, "Everybody's lost but me." And then he like runs somewhere else and hops on a horse. But it's all make-believe movie magic here. But this is where part of it was filmed, at least. And of course, the natural majesty of this place is just as amazing as it is fun that this is a Indiana Jones filming location. It's really hard to even show the scale of this double arch here. You can see how small people are, but up there you can see how small people are. This is huge. I will put on the screen how many feet tall these arches are, because they are absolutely gargantuan, to the point where it's just a little bit, I feel like so far here in Moab today, I've just been like almost slightly dissociating with how amazing everything is, and I can hardly believe that I'm actually here now after watching a lot of other people's travel videos and other information to prep for this trip. It's kind of weird that I'm actually on it now, and there it is. Double arch. Again, it's just hard to convey the scale. I mean, you can see how big people are, but this is just massive and so cool looking. Like I'm somewhere in Star Wars. I feel like I'm gonna see some Tusken Raiders or, I don't know, lost droids roll around any minute now. Also, forgive my Liberty Print tennis shoes here. I was wearing my cute hiking boots earlier, but because it was their first wearing, they absolutely destroyed the back of my heels, so I'm in these now. Have you guys ever seen the video where one of these arches, I think it was Landscape Arch, fell a little bit? Like a 60-ton or something, I don't remember exactly how much rock fell from the bottom of one of these arches, and someone happened to be recording it. I think it was 1994 or something. So they were recording onto tape. But I will link the video below where one of these arches, the bottom comes off of it, just at random, and you're not allowed to walk up to that one anymore because of that. So let's just hope that doesn't happen today. Hunters actually ran down this. I hope that was stunt doubles, because that's quite the steep situation, honestly. And you can't even get over there as a visitor, really. I don't think. You're supposed to stay on the trails. But of course, they were not listening in the 1930s or whenever that, oh no, 1912? Whatever, 19 teens when that was supposed to be taking place. Next time I come back here, I'm wearing makeup, because this is not a glam look. I apologize. This is what 5 hours of sleep and no makeup looks like, with a slight sunburn. But I'm just leaving arches now. Actually, I'm out of a DSLR camera battery, so, and my phone is about to die as well, so we'll have to come back tomorrow, hopefully, and get some more footage and look at some more fun stuff. I'm on my way back to the car after double arch, but those are the first cactuses I've seen this trip, so of course I had to take a clip. Hopefully windows tomorrow sometime. But first cactus of this desert excursion. I've seen many lizards today. Those are the first cactus. Just got to my hotel in Moab. Staying at the Expedition Lodge. As you can see, there was a deal for 2 queens, so I have an extra bed because it's just one of them. I won't need to use both of them. But there's this cool like desert mural on the wall here. Very cool, and it's kind of retro in here. We have like a little sort of retro outdoor table, and there's even a vintage-ish mini fridge and microwave. So fun is that? Also, my last place that I was staying didn't have a microwave, so that's a bonus because I do have leftover pizza I could eat. This is what I was wearing today, but this is post slight hike and walking around arches, so I'm a bit of a mess and I feel like a sweaty Betty. And I might change even to go walk around and get dinner. I can't decide because, again, I feel like a sweaty bean. Then again, why get more clothes dirty? Am I right? Factual. So, we'll see. My hair doing some strange things.
And again, yeah, no makeup on this trip so far. I got mascara and a little bit of eyebrow stuff on, but it seems to just have migrated underneath my face in the heat, so there's that. This door leads to the adjoining room. Hashtag not a fan. And here's my view. You can sort of see Moab out there. And there is a pool at this place, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'll be using it. It's kind of small and on the main street, which is not exactly relaxing, but that's alright. And look, most importantly, there's an air conditioner. They have it set to 65. My kind of people. But yeah, I'm going to freshen up a little bit and then go find dinner out there somewhere. We'll see. And I found dinner at a swankier hotel a few blocks down, and then went to bed because I had to be up early the next day for a ride. Some lovely bathroom footage here. Just got back from my ride, and these pants are really dusty, but this is what I wore for my ride this morning. Just that shirt from Gap that I picked up thrifting, a Disneyland Disney character themed toed leather belt, and these high-waisted trousers I made. They have a cute pocket lining here. But, you know, my bangs aren't down today because it's hot here in Moab, and so they're just brushed back, you know. And I have a scarf sometimes when I need one. These are my other prescription sunglasses that I ordered before I left. I'm really glad I got prescription sunglasses because essential. But here's me without sunglasses. Basically just have brows on. So it's a look and a lot of sunscreen. But I shouldn't just apologize all of these videos for not wearing makeup because whatever, right? What are you gonna do? But this was my outfit for my ride today with boots that you can't see, and the blisters on the back of my heels from yesterday do still are presenting to be an issue, but we're gonna go ahead and ignore that. Right now I really want breakfast for lunch, so I'm gonna go try and find some waffles, hopefully, or some sort of breakfast potato or something to have for lunch here, and then we're going to try and maybe go back to Arches or possibly Dead Horse State Park. Dead Horse State Park looks really cool, A. B, a lot of Westworld establishing shots are shot there, and so it could be extra fun for that reason. And then of course I didn't get a lot of time at Arches last night, so I would like to go back, especially now that I have 3 full camera batteries as opposed to last night when I did not. So let's go try and find a waffle first. No one in town had waffles. Missed opportunity, Moab. So I had chicken strips and french fries because I am a child. Then I drove back into Arches to see if I could catch a few more, well, arches. And I'm not sure if you can tell here, but the sky is getting a bit ominously darker as I drive towards the windows.
National Park for my second day here at this park. Yesterday was kind of just loud truck. Yesterday was kind of just my little introduction, driving around a little bit, kind of get an idea of this layout and where I need to go and all that stuff, get some of the stuff. I wanted to make sure I definitely saw a double arch. But now we are back in the upper level of that parking lot loop, so we can go and see the windows. Well, lads, I just got to Dead Horse Point State Park. It is still raining, but you know, the Westworld fangirl in me, alright, season 1, season 2, and 3, kind of lacking, but you know, season 1 was one of my favorite television programs ever, so I decided I can't be this close to some of the main filming locations and not come. So here I am in my regular glasses, as opposed to sunglasses, because as you can see, the weather has turned grayer even than it was earlier today. And gray without precipitation I could handle, but now things are getting rather wet. Luckily I had bought a lovely lime green emergency poncho while at the Target the other day, for no reason, seeing as I was going to the desert, but as you can see, apparently it still rains here. I would say the nicest thing about this rain means I'm very alone here, because everyone else must have run inside or gone home already, and so I've kind of got this place all to myself. And I'm realizing I'm not vlogging as much as I wanted to, or at least face cam like this as much as I wanted to, and it's because I'm not wearing makeup, and I'm not used to being on camera without makeup on. But I'm used to looking at myself without makeup, which looks a little bit like this. I'm a little bit acne-tastic right now. Well, not bad, but a little bit more than usual because lots of sunscreen, different weather going on. Who knows if my face likes it or not. But I guess I kind of have sort of locked myself into this image as a bit of a glamour girl. But as we know, because you see glimpses of me in the sewing room when I'm in my Star Wars pajamas, it's not 100% of the time for me. I am a sludge person, as I like to say, or a goblin the rest of the time in my pajamas. I like being glam, but I don't have to be glam all the time. And right now, having sunscreen on
reapplying that is more important to me than having makeup on that's melting off of me anyway. It would just be all around my collar and scarf at this point if I had worn foundation today anyhow. So I'm just gonna have to come to terms with the fact that for a lot of these more nature-tastic videos, I'm gonna have my dark circles under my eyes because I haven't been sleeping well, and you'll be able to see that I'm not perfect. But that's okay, right? Because nobody is. Oh, I had dust in my eye. Ooh. Oh, I got dust on my mouth when I was sleeving arches just then because there was some gusty wind going on. But I'm glad that I still came over here anyway because it's pretty dang cool looking over there. I think we can agree. Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder to try and, well, not viewfinder, but the camera to see what's happening. I'm filming with the other camera right here as well. Trying not to get rain on either of these two things, honestly. Opened as a Utah State Park in 1959, Dead Horse Point features a dramatic overlook of the Colorado River and out over Canyonlands National Park beyond. Used in many films and television programs, including HBO's Westworld, according to legend, the park was used as a natural corral, where horses were once left behind. This place, even in the rain, has got to be one of the most beautiful and amazing places I have ever seen. And yes, Westworld. Privileged white girl visits West seeking a break from daily life. The parallel is not lost on me, but this land isn't make-believe, and I've been doing my best to leave no trace or harm in my wake. Not that such is 100% possible, perhaps. This is the brightest rainbow I have ever seen in my life. It goes. These people are having their wedding reception right now, and this entire huge rainbow's behind them, and that's amazing. This is amazing.